Hello and welcome to this new Source Gaming review. Now I know this setup is a bit different from what we usually do here, for once you can actually see my face. But for this sort of video it's kind of required. Now I know at the moment we're all sort of stuck inside, and I know if you're just like me, you'll be wishing, man, I wish I could just go out there, run through the fields, just have a good time, enjoy all that sunlight and get healthy. And well, we can't do that. We can't do that. But we can do something else, and that is get fit indoors with Ring Fit Adventure. Now, before I go any further, I want to give a special thanks to Nintendo for sending us a copy of this to review. I know it's quite a hot item right now, and so I'm very grateful to be able to hold one of these in my hand. And yeah, let's see if this actually works as a good exercise routine. Now, I'm not necessarily the healthiest of people, but even I can pull a good weight or two, so let's find out if it tires me out, if I feel fitter by the end of it. So before we go to the actual review, let's talk about the actual physical things itself. So the ring is surprisingly versatile. It can be pulled, pushed, and all sorts, and it takes a lot of weight. It can go in all sorts of directions. Recommended push this way with the softer parts. But I was quite surprised at the feedback it uses on this. And then with the leg strap, it's very simple. Just goes around the leg. I've had a few troubles with this in my experiments off camera before recording this. Mainly that it will sometimes, after using it a bit too much, just slide down my leg. Now that could also be because of my trousers. Which isn't always these ones, but I still have the same problem a few times. Less so with shorts, but that's just one issue I've had with it. Otherwise, it's been pretty perfect. So, enough looking at my beautiful mug. Let's actually watch the game in action. Right from the get-go, Ring Fit Adventure pushes players into the game's adventure mode, so let's start there. The story is a simple one. You're a young hero who one day gets tricked by the evil dragon Dragao into releasing him from his seal. With Dragao free, he flies off to spread his toxic masculinity to the world. However, along with Dragao being free, we also released his captor, Ring. Ring and the player team up to reseal Dragao and protect the world from his dark, buff influence. It's your typical hero slays the dragon storyline, but there is some great writing here. The whole game is framed around fitness, with locations like Sporter, an area filled with highly trained athletes, and the four masters like the Leg Master Allegra and the Abs Master Abdonis. These are the kind of puns you'll be experiencing throughout your fitness routines, and they're healthier for you than the chocolate and sweets, so I say keep them coming. But how about that gameplay? Well, the adventure mode takes elements from every other part of the game, or maybe it's more accurate to say every other part of the game is ripped from parts of the adventure mode. Players travel across various levels by actually jogging on the spot, with the Joy-Con being able to pick up the player's speed. Then sometimes high knees or squats are also required to get past certain obstacles. It rarely keeps the player going at a single pace, which is good for fitness. Jogging is one of the primary forms of gameplay, with the other being the battles themselves. It is here that players will perform the rest of the exercises. Arm curls, wide squats, hip shakes. There are a lot of exercises here for players to choose from. Before entering a level, players are encouraged to pick a loadout and stick to this routine for every battle in that level. These are your attacks, and they're split into 4 categories: arms, legs, abs, and yoga. These might seem unimportant, but it's actually vital to ensure you have a good loadout, as this is where the RPG mechanics really come into play. There are a variety of really well designed enemies that each come in one of 5 colours, and these show off their weaknesses. Red enemies are weak to arm attacks, while yellow enemies are weak to abs, blue to legs, and green to yoga. Having a balanced moveset so you can efficiently battle is key to any RPG, and this is no exception. There are also black enemies which aren't weak to anything in particular, so having strong moves are the best for them, because yes, each exercise also has attached with it an attack value and a range value. Back head press, for example, does 220 damage and only attacks one person, unlike the weaker bow pull that can attack 5 opponents at once. These factors also need to be considered when going into battle. This also leads me to my first negative, and that's the game's balance. The game seems to balance attack power by the order adventure mode gives them to you, as opposed to their actual difficulty to pull off. While this could be viewed as subjective, I found moves like back press and hip shake really easy to pull off compared to other moves like forward press or plank, yet the former does significantly more damage. This means for the adventure mode, I find my routine is designed more around min-maxing my way through levels as opposed to coming up with a good consistent routine. This is an issue throughout all of the adventure mode. Battles aren't all about attacking, however. There are certain moves that can heal you as well, as you have a health meter in this game that can be upgraded throughout the adventure. You block enemy attacks by pushing the ring into your abs and pushing back with your abs, and this is vital. Messing this up can easily lead to death, and that means replaying the level all over again. And even if you block attacks, you still take a bit of damage, so healing will become a necessity eventually. If you don't want to waste an attack slot on a healing move though, then you can always drink smoothies. This is an RPG, so healing items as well as buffing items are a thing, in the form of smoothies and soups. You can either buy these at the shop or make them yourself by collecting ingredients in every level, and just like the moves, different colours have different effects. Spinach smoothies can heal, while grape smoothies can increase leg attacks. Peach smoothies act like a Phoenix Down or Zelda's Fairies, and you can even get certain smoothies that make every attack into a specific colour. This is perfect if you want to have a balanced routine while still fighting a boss that's only weak to one specific type of attack. There are even more RPG mechanics implemented as well. The player can buy new outfits which each come with their own specific advancements like attack up or increased running speed. Players level up as well and increase their attack and defense stats. You get access to skill points so players can unlock more slots for attacks or the chance to do follow-up attacks. It's truly impressive how the adventure mode has managed to naturally infuse fitness game with RPG mechanics. I'm very impressed. The player jogs, fights regular enemies and also fights bosses throughout the adventure, but this is still not all that the player can do. There are side quests as well, which can involve anything from a fetch quest to beating a specific amount of enemies in a level to getting above a certain score in the various minigames scattered throughout the game. These minigames often test a specific muscle, putting players in scenarios such as balancing on a tightrope or using the ring to destroy a bunch of boxes. They are nice pace breakers to the game's main fitness routines. While stuff like BMI and weight loss can't be tracked in this game like they could in Wii Fit, Ring Fit Adventure does track your heart rate after every level, although how accurate this is I don't know. It involves holding your thumb to the IR sensor in the right Joy-Con, and sometimes I feel it has misjudged my heart, usually by claiming I just did a light exercise when I'm passed out on the sofa gasping for water. Or maybe I'm just really unfit, I don't know. When you are done with the adventure mode, players can choose to participate in a cooldown and receive a summary of the day's activity, including time exercised and calories lost, as well as which fitness attacks you hit a milestone in. Cooldowns and warm-ups are really important to exercising properly, and it's something people can easily forget to do, so make sure you do it. And that does it for the adventure mode, but that's not all there is to this game. As I said, everything you experience in adventure mode, except for the actual need to fight enemies, can be experienced in the game's other modes. Quick Play allows players to jump into any specific exercise of their choice. If you just want to go for a jog uninterrupted or do a couple of reps of ab crunches, then this is the mode for you. Every exercise and field are unlocked from the start, so choose which one is right for you for that quick exercise. If you want to make your own full routine, however, then custom is what you want. Here players can string together various exercises to create their own routines of varying length and difficulty. In custom, you can string together jogging, any exercise action and any minigame, including the rhythm game mode which was added as a free update post-launch. This mode is incredibly fun, with varying levels of difficulty in two styles, rhythm action using your arms and legs, or rhythm action using your abs and legs. It can be a real workout, especially on those harder difficulties that feel like you need frame-perfect movement of your own body to get a high score. Said score can then be put to an online leaderboard so you can gloat to all of your friends that you're the best rhythm, fitness, action person in your friend group. A title I am sure we are all grasping for. The rhythm mode comes with a number of tracks from other Nintendo games, like Wii Fit, Splatoon 2 and Super Mario Odyssey, and while those tracks are probably more appealing to most of you listening, don't discount the original soundtrack for Ring Fit Adventure. I truly didn't notice it until this rhythm game, but Ring Fit Adventure has a fantastic OST. I don't think there is a bad song in the bunch, and each one gets me pumped up to exercise. The Field 3 theme is probably my favourite as it's high energy and gives off the feeling of jogging through a snowy landscape, but Dungeon Theme 3 is also a banger. What I'm saying is that even outside of this game, once we go back outside, I'm still going to be listening to this soundtrack at the gym or on jogs in the countryside. It's just that good to exercise to. The visuals are also really nice in this game, the models are well made and vibrant, and I mentioned before that the enemy design is top notch. But I think most of all, they just made the environments fun to run through. You do get a lot of repeat areas which can be a bit lame, but it's also understandable, so I won't hold it against the game. Overall, Ring Fit Adventure is an excellent title and a good RPG with great presentation and a unique approach to the typical formula. It succeeds in this regard, but does it succeed as a fitness game? I think so. I never found I was burning off that many calories while playing, but that said, I could feel my muscles getting healthier after frequent use, and in my job where I sit on my butt all day in front of a computer, getting up for 30 minutes of monster battling exercise is very much needed. But I think most importantly, it's a fantastic tool for having fun while feeling like you're getting fit. Even if you were not a fan of Wii Fit, I recommend getting this game, especially in the current climate. Do that and you too can turn your gaming into exercise with Ring Fit Adventure. I want to thank Nintendo UK for sending us a copy of this game to review. I hope it's been doing them well. And let me know in the comments whether you're now interested in picking up this game or not. I know it's not the easiest one to find right now, but trust me, it's definitely well worth it. I hope Nintendo really puts that ring to good use for either a sequel or another spin-off game. I'd love a full version of that rhythm minigame. But for now, take a look on screen to see all of our $5 up patrons. These healthy folks are all supporting us and allowing us to keep doing what we're doing, even in this difficult climate. If you want to support, then there's a link down below, but otherwise just sharing this with your friends and commenting is also pretty helpful. Doing so will keep our channel healthy and it will always allow you guys to return to the source.